What happens in Greece is not staying in Greece. I'm back in the States after a week-long vacation with some of my dearest friends, who also happen to be mastermind and joint venture partners. In between touring Athens and Delphi, we sat around a huge villa overlooking the sea while we masterminded brainstormed about being more effective in our businesses. The topic of setting revenue goals for program launches came up, and that's when I got totally resistant. Keep reading because this may change the way you set your own revenue goals. Every year I set revenue goals based on doubling my numbers from the year before. I like to double my revenue profit mailing list subscribers, number of people in my programs, and more. It feels like a game that is fun and stretches me into new territory. More often than not, this strategy works well for me. But when I don't double my numbers, I feel disappointed, which means I'm attached to that goal of doubling the numbers, which is never good for profit attraction. In my last big launch, I did not double my revenue. I barely beat the numbers from the year prior. I appreciated that I did better than the previous year, but I also beat myself up for coming nowhere near my targeted goal. My mentor was at the villa with us and pointed out a flaw in my goal-making process. That's when I got resistant. He said, you might want to make your minimum goal less than your numbers from last year. What if you're testing a new strategy that doesn't quite pan out, but you learn something valuable that will help you in the next launch after that? Lower my standards. Never. But after some coaching, I saw that he was right. I was so rigid about my revenue goals that I wasn't fully appreciating all the small successes along the way. If my numbers fall short of the big goal, I still need to keep celebrating my progress. Self-judgment messes with my ability to attract more revenue. I wasn't giving myself any permission for setbacks, learning, or do I dare say it, failure. There's no way to win if I'm not flexible. I adjusted my launch revenue goals for next year. I decreased them, and instead of feeling like a loser, I feel empowered. I'm still setting myself up to double my numbers, but I'll be celebrating whether I make that goal or if the numbers stay the same as the previous launch. This may be my happiest year ever now that I've ditched the judgment.